Hey, it's Philip here, and you're very welcome to today's Digital Spark. Today, I'm covering the third part of my digital marketing strategy framework, which is talking about objective setting. Now, if you missed the first two, which was talking about the situational analysis and personas, you can catch those up on my website under Digital Sparks on philiptwyford.com. Now, objective setting is extremely important. You need to set your objectives. What are you looking to achieve when you are running your campaigns, whether it's for the next month or it's over the course of quarters, a year, 2 years, 5 years, etc. So short, medium and long-term objectives is always very important to make sure that you're setting yourself those goals so you set up your digital marketing tactics and strategies correctly. Now, obviously, there is a hybrid approach that I would always recommend you should take. Obviously the human in the loop, the standardized process of still using a framework like SMART, I think is really important. So SMART, if you haven't come across this framework, is a very well established framework for setting your objectives. And SMART essentially stands for the following. So you've got specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Now, what does that mean? Well, obviously, be specific with your objectives. Don't just say we just want to make 100,000 sales in this next year. Be very specific as to who you want to make those sales from. Is it a particular target audience? Is it for a particular business sector in your industry? If you serve multiple industries that you want to achieve, so that you become very, very focused on what it is you are trying to actually achieve with your digital marketing activity. The next thing obviously is measurable. How are you going to measure the success of whether what you are doing is actually achieving those objectives? Is there particular KPIs you're going to put in place, from growth, from website traffic visitors, if you have a particular awareness objective built in there initially? Obviously, looking at your ad spend, your kind of, I suppose, cost per acquisition, all of these kind of key metrics that you want to lay down so that you are very clear on what it is you're looking to achieve and how best to measure that. You also want to make sure that the objectives you put in place are achievable. Like if you're setting targets of, right, this quarter we're going to make 2 million in sales, but you only have 3 salespeople out in the field, is that really achievable? Probably not. So make sure that the objectives are obviously realistic and achievable based on your business setup. Obviously, relevant. Make sure that your objectives and your goals are relevant for your brand. If you are kind of brainstorming ideas, and some of those ideas could take you in, I suppose, direct contrast to what your brand message says, to what you stand for, or there's a grey area, well, then they are potentially objectives that you should put to one side. So make sure that obviously what you are striving to achieve is very much on brand for your business and relevant to what you obviously are trying to achieve. And obviously, finally, you want to make sure that you put a element of time on this. Like, once again, what do we want to achieve in this quarter, in the next 6 months, this year? Just don't leave it to chance, because ultimately, if you don't set yourself a deadline as to what you want to achieve, you won't enact the tactics and the strategies to allow you to achieve those objectives as quickly and as cost effectively as possible. Now, obviously, in this AI world, we obviously want to utilize some of the AI tools that are at our disposal. And certainly, there's a paid tool that you could certainly consider. In my research, this seems to be quite a very well respected tool, and it's called Anaplan. And this will help you by putting in place AI potential forecasting and ability to give you an opportunity based on data that you can feed it, what potentially could be forecasted targets that you could realistically hit, or even give you maybe some higher benchmarks that potentially you could aim for. I'm also a big lover and a big proponent of using the Google AI Studio, having built a few things myself, like my customer persona tool, my YouTube title generator. I definitely think that if you have someone within your team who is skilled in prompting, you could definitely build your own forecasting tool within the Google AI Studio, where you could upload anonymized data and allow that tool, created based on your business model, to help you with forecasting and projections. So that is stage 3 in the digital marketing framework. It is objective setting, but it is critical, because once you know what you're trying to achieve and who you are trying to actually target to achieve those objectives, things start to fall into place and the tactics that you employ really start to make sense. So I hope you found this Digital Spark useful. As I mentioned, all of my Digital Sparks are up there on my website, philiptwyford.com. And until next time, take care.